Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Lawrence Solomon of Scott Selections here for Sunday, April 18th. Before we get into today's play of the day, a quick recap of what happened yesterday. We picked up a nice, easy winner with the UFC main event on Gasol and Whitaker, and we had fight to go the distance at minus 128 on FanDuel. Was basically every Whitaker fight I've seen, with the exception of the Adesanya fight for about the last, I don't even know, 6 years or so. Went the way that I thought it would. Whitaker would end up dominating, end up going to a decision, and I thought Whitaker would do enough to avoid damage from Gastelum by using his jab, keeping the distance, and keeping himself out of harm's way. Couple of flurries in the first round or two. After that, though, Gastelum really had nothing to offer, and Whitaker simply just took his time and waited for it to go to the scorecards, where he won by unanimous decision. But either way, nice easy winner for us. We'll look for another easy winner on Sunday. And of course, I was trying to go back to basketball, but really nothing I liked on the card. There was one game I thought about doing. Of course, I'm sure all of you can figure out what it was. The question was, did I really want to lay 11.5 with Toronto without knowing who was going to play? And the answer is no. So I decided not to do it. Instead, we're going to be doing our first MLB play of the day video of 2021. And for this one, we're going to be looking at an early matchup between the Diamondbacks and the Nationals at around 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And for this play of the day, we're going to be looking at a team total. And we like the Nationals team total over 4.5 at minus 118 on DraftKings. Time recording of 2:40 a.m. Eastern Time. Couple reasons why with the Nationals team total here. First of all, 4.5 is a very good number. You shop around, and it's mostly available at 5. FanDuel had 5, for example. You keep looking around. Really not many 4.5s left. And I do think that at minus 118, I'll pay the extra 8 cents of juice, give or take, in order to actually get the extra half run, which I do think will be valuable, especially in today's extra innings where you start with a guy on second base. So if there was a 4-4 tie or so, I don't want to say it's an automatic certainty that teams are going to score and cash in the guy from second base. There's a pretty good chance it's going to happen. So if you end up going extras and you end up getting a 4-4 tie there, you have a very good chance of getting a run in the 10th if you really need it. But either way, looking at the actual spot here for the Nationals, it's mostly involving the recent form offensively and who they're going to be facing on the mound. First of all, I mentioned a lot of bad pitchers in the league. Scott Steen and I have done so on the MLB show, and we've done pretty well so far this season. You think about all the starters who have been disasters this season. You think of Patrick Corbin, think of Carlos Martinez. You can go down the line. There's a lot of pitchers who've been struggling. But one of the pitchers that really jumps off the page is Madison Bumgarner, and he has been awful so far this season. Now, of course, last season he was terrible as well. Bumgarner had a bunch of injuries he had to deal with, and he ended up missing a decent amount of time with injuries, which caused him to miss a decent amount of starts. He was on the IL for a decent portion of the year. But if you look at his numbers last year, just to show you that he's really been regressing recently ever since he signed that contract with Arizona. Last year, he made 9 starts, had a 6.48 ERA, was really just awful. And now you're looking at his numbers this year, and they got even worse. He's made 3 starts. He's 0-2 with an 11.2 ERA. He has been absolutely useless on the mound. And going through his numbers, his best start so far this season is 5 innings, 5 earned runs. That's it. He's given up 6 earned runs in less than 5 innings in the other 2 starts. And you're looking at the Nationals here. This team has played well offensively in this series. And even the last game against the Cardinals in the series prior, the Nationals have scored at least 6 runs in 3 of their last 4 games. The Nationals' record might be below average, but it's mostly because of the pitching, which is a pretty big surprise. But offensively, this team has been solid. And you look at the Nationals, this team has also been really good against left-handers in particular. The Nationals rank 6th in the league in OPS versus lefties, so this team has really done well at beating up on southpaws, and I do think that'll be the case once again here on Sunday. Now, looking at Arizona, assuming Bumgarner, let's just say, has a decent start, goes 5 innings, 3 earned runs, that's really not the end of the world because Arizona does rank 24th in the league with a 5.15 ERA on the road. This team has really struggled to put batters away on the highway. I do think that the Nationals should do enough in order to score at least 5 runs in this game. But looking at another factor, the Nationals have done really well against lefties at home over the last couple of last season or so. The Nationals are 17-7 into their last 24 home games versus a left-handed starter. So I do think the Nationals should be able to get to arguably, I don't want to say the worst left-handed starter in the league, but one of the worst starters in the league from the left side. Bumgarner at this point might be a minor league pitcher. He might be totally washed. It really looks that way. And anytime you have an 11.2 ERA and your whip's 2.2, it means you're not putting batters away, and it means you're letting up way too many base runners. I do think that's going to be a problem for this, I'd say, Arizona team that really just, I think, is going to struggle a lot when it comes to ending innings and keeping the Nationals off the scoreboard. But Other than that, though, you might argue, well, 4.5 might be dicey for a home team because Strasburg's on the mound for the Nationals, so there's a good chance they won't bat in the ninth. However, Strasburg was awful in his last start. He got absolutely shelled, and so far the season, he has a 6+ ERA. So there is also a chance that Strasburg gets shelled, and you might look at a decent amount of pinch hitting opportunities for the Nationals bench bats, which should lead to some extra opportunities. But either way, the play of the day once again here for Sunday, April 18th, is going to be on the Nationals team total over 4.5 at -118 on DraftKings. That's been the Summit Scott. Looking to all of you and expect the best today. Bye, everyone.